Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochnick here on in between games. Of course, the double header today in the IPL matches 26 and 27. Match 26 is in progress as we speak. Match 26 is between, of course, Mumbai Indians that have not won a single match and don't look like they're going to win today either. And of course, they are playing a very red-hot Lucknow Super Giants. And of course, KL Rahul scored a magnificent century and as a captain, showing the way. And Virat Kohli in his day as the RCB captain of late hasn't done that. And now Rohit Sharma's just gotten out. He hasn't done it. But KL Rahul continues to show, and he's leading run scorer for the Orange Cap for the IPL so far, although it's very early, only match 26. It's an interesting situation. I love BRABOURNE Stadium. Magnificent stadium, the Cricket Club of India. There, it's a magnificent ground. They've revamped it somewhat, and it's there is these ultra edge. Yes, definitely an edge on that bat. Rohit Sharma's nicked it to the keeper as he got out from here 6. Yeah, poor form continues. Human Raheli, it does seem to be suffering somewhat. Avish Khan is bowling well. Bishnoi is bowling well. Quinton de Kock's playing, now that he's got no other commitments, he's playing quite freely and well. Lucknow seem to have got their act together, haven't they? They've got Stoinis there as well, Huda. They've got quite a good side. Bishnoi is a bit of a worry, and he's just this young Brevis, 19-year-old from South Africa, apparently the next AB de Villiers, or DB as they're calling him. Looks the good. So, Sharari Gayatri, hi Norman, nice to see you on your invite yesterday at Ramadan Bazaar in Sydney. Full house, similar to Malaysia yesterday. It was a great day yesterday, I had a lot of fun. Saw my famous Rabbitohs play as well. But we're not going to forget eyes on cricket, are we? We're not going to forget eyes on cricket. They're still here. I can't see Mumbai Indians getting the 200 they need to win. LSG, as in Lucknow Super Giants, certainly have done well. KL Rahul, 100, magnificent. 20 overs, getting 100. Phenomenal. And he looked at complete ease and complete control. The whole IPL so far is very frustrating. It's almost like you have to go for the team that you least expect on form to win it. The way that Sunrisers Hyderabad have come from nowhere, literally, in my opinion, and a winning game after game is a bit of a shock to my thoughts. I mean, Nala Rajan's been fantastic for them, by the way. But Kane Williamson, a man who couldn't play any cricket for New Zealand for months with an elbow injury, is all of a sudden fully fit and ready to play the IPL, which I'm not going to knock, but it was obvious what's going on there. And see Mahela Jayawardene in the background there, and Shane Bond, and of course Sachin Tendulkar and his son Arjun are all there. Ishant Kishan is playing well, but he has got one hell of a total to knock off here. And Bishnoi, I love the colour of the Lucknow outfits, don't you? Yeah, so this IPL started off slowly, as we expect. Some great innings here and there, some good bowling efforts here and there, but in total, it's a rather lethargic. The double headers, like today, is pretty good. We are followed when Mumbai Indians and Lucknow Super Giants finish their match. We follow with a match which offers a bit more, perhaps, in terms of rivalry with Delhi Capitals versus RCB. Delhi Capitals, of course, is Rishabh Pant, coached by Ricky Ponting, versus a team that RCB, which has been revamped quite substantially with Faf du Plessis on the side. And they have the Maxwells and the Kohlis there as well, and Hazelwood in the lineup, Berendorf, a few other players who can certainly surprise, but it's all middle-ish. It's all sort of, we're not really sure what the form is all about, so it's going to be interesting. Shreyas Gayatri says, only want KL Rahul to join a World Cup in Australia soon. We need. Yeah, well, KL Rahul, incredibly at ease Lucknow have done very well to give him the captaincy role for their team. They went after him. They got him. Kishan is not getting in the middle of the back. This young bravest guy, he's not even played test matches for his country yet, that I'm aware of, but he's played IPL. Let's hope that he doesn't ruin his South African career. He does look a bit like AB2, he's hitting the ball very much like him. And for Mumbai Indians, they're picking up such a young 19-year-old from overseas is quite incredible. Player of the year, Henry Hunt, deserves an Australian team to replace Harrison. Well, why would he replace Harrison? Harrison's not in the side. He's got a bit of time to go. They're not Australia don't blood opening batsmen young. They tried with Will Pukowski, and there he's had anywhere up to 10 concussions, and now he's on the outer. So, but Marcus Harris shouldn't be there as well. I agree with that. But yeah, Usman Khawaja's going nowhere. And David Warner's picking up a bit of form here, at least in the IPL. Let's hope he does well in other formats soon too. It's a full toss from Shamira, and it's gone to the boundary now. A lot of misfields from the Mumbai Indians, I've noticed, when they were fielding. Ball was racing to the boundary, mind you, but still it was a rather poor effort in the field. So Mumbai Indians are 1 for 29 after 4.2 overs. They've got to get their act together pretty quickly to go anywhere near the total that Lucknow put on. And the question now is, with Mumbai Indians potentially losing their 6th match here today, what will that mean for them in this tournament? Are they going to still have a chance? Well, I guess they still have a chance. Of course they do. You know, there's still some. Well, the 27th match is the next match. There's still some 43 matches to go on in the tournament, and teams can get through. It's not impossible, but we'll wait and see. Shamir, it's interesting, the resurgence now of Sri Lankan players. We've got a few now floating around in the competition. Shamira here is playing, and it looks pretty sound. Interesting how that's happened. They've suddenly taken a liking again to Sri Lankan players, or was it more that they were made available? I'm not sure. Well, there's a lovely on drive there, lofted on drive that is, straight in the Cricket Club of India's dressing rooms. It's a bit sad this Brevis guy's making his debut for the international scene of the IPL. He obviously there's money there for him, but he probably would be better what's the word for it? Better valued playing for his country, wouldn't he? Rumours are that Suresh Raina might come to CSK. Do you think if he comes, it will help CSK? Perhaps. I don't think so. I think he's well past it. But then Dhoni's there too, and you could argue he's now past it, but he's still playing. CSK on the slide a little bit, and that's not a shock. They did win the comp last year, don't forget. So that wasn't that long ago. So they're never far out of it, are they? With today being April 16th, we're going to go well into the deep part of May. I think May 22nd or thereabouts when the proper IPL season finishes, and then we move into the final series. And then we go into various test series where Australia will play Sri Lanka. The women's Sri Lankan side will play Pakistan in Pakistan. Then there's a series which India will go to England for. Of course, one test that's carried over from last year. But we'll get the IPL out of the way early rather than hanging around for most of the year, which was a bit frustrating, I felt. But yeah, Mumbai is a 1 for 40 after 4.4. They're not exactly horrendously behind with this young Brevis hitting the ball. They've got to maintain it and not lose wickets is the key. So, Dewald Brevis, South African. He's just driven the balls to a person out there. There is no one out there. They continue to show the Tendulkar family, both wife and daughter, and the owners of Mumbai Indians, of course, as well, is there. baby AB is DB. In South Africa, they even the test side, don't they? Let's be honest. Henry Hunt has great Marsh one-day cup form. So let's just have an eye with this player. Yeah, they may have unsure. I don't know why we're talking about Henry Hunt. He's not playing IPL. He's not playing for Australia. And I think Jason Sanger's going to be getting a Guernsey first before he does. Tell you what, this young man's starting to hit a few runs. It's that mental freedom you have when you're a young new player on the scene. You don't have any hang-ups. You're not trying to. You've got no inhibitions about somebody. He certainly looks the goods. If Mumbai Indians lose today, I don't think they are going to qualify for playoffs because in the history of IPL, no team has qualified playoffs after losing 6 home matches. You're right, Sutton Bakari. I agree. You would have to see that, definitely. But new chapters, you never know, do you? So, Bravis is 23 off 9, off 1 for 48. And Mumbai need 152 runs of 90 balls. Very unlikely, but you just don't know. If Bravis keep going, Kishan can hang on round. You never know. They've got Pollard. They've got a few batters there in the tank. Avish Khan's bowling more though. Ishan Kishan's just giving Bravis the strike at the moment. Yeah, so there's a lot to be said about this. So we're going to go for the long haul, guys. We've got about another 14 to 15 overs effectively here in terms of overs before we reach the match which we're going to be hosting, which is the the RCB versus the Delhi Capitals. Now, Delhi Capitals are sort of mid-range and accomplished at the moment, aren't they? Where are they situated? I'll pull it up. Oh, that's nice. If you can only see what I see, guys, I'm saying some questions. Now, where are they situated? Table. Here we go. Let's pull this table up. Name the players of every team who will retire after 2023 World Cup. Of every team. Well, okay, it's a long way off. That's more than a year away. Who knows? There might be a lot of shocks. Who will actually retire? I mean, you would think, well, if Evan Stoney's still playing, which he won't be, so he won't be one. Oh, Aaron Finch might one. You tell me, Himanshu, who you think. So Gujarat Titans are at the moment on 4 wins, 1 loss on 8 points. But if Lucknow win today, they will go to 4-2, which would be also on 8 points. Delhi Capitals have had 2 wins. They're ranked 8th at the moment. Mumbai, yes, desperately need a win here. But it's an RCB. They're ranked 6th. It's going to be interesting to see what actually does take place, guys. Indeed. Something will be of interest. Let's have a look here. So this Bravis guy just seems to be he's 31 off 11. Oh my God. Aaron Finch Warner, perhaps. Guptill, definitely. Rohit Sharma, perhaps. Darwin, yet, definitely. This Bravis certainly chancing his arm there and going for it. If he keeps batting, he'll be in with a big chance. He's 31 off 11 balls. It's borderline 300%. He's hit. What does he hit now? He's hit 6 and 4 fours, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Tata Punch, there's a new car there. All the new cars now have got the same body shape and look, mirrors, guards. The differences are only minor, which is rather frustrating. So this Brevis has got a strike rate of 120. It's got a better strike rate than that. So Mumbai were a 157 on 5 performance. Super Giants were 156. So in fact, Mumbai are 1 run ahead. But they've got to keep going, and I'm afraid they're not going to, because Brevis has just hold out to cover. So Deepak Huda has just taken the wicket, taking the catch. Avish Khan's taken the wicket, and Brevis, very, strong with innings, has lasted only a short while. And even though he did look good, it was expected that his luck would run out. In my calculations, the next match, that's KKR, in same ground like BRABOURNE, same in Mumbai night, I'll be able to bowl first next 2 days later if easy chance, but intensely. Well, and who are you saying Mumbai? I'm not getting what your point is, Shrari. You're saying RR versus KKR. Well, Mumbai Indians are playing here, and they've just lost their 2nd wicket. And out comes, who's come out the bat now? I'm guessing it's Sky. Surya Kumar Yadav has come into bat. And Brevis is 31, certainly was brave for Brevis. But it's far, far from enough. So Mumbai 2 for 57 after what is virtually 6 overs. Run rate wise, they're doing okay, but they're losing wickets. And Mumbai Indians will be certainly rather insulted by their position if they've not won a single match in the first 6 matches. But as we know, they've won the tournament after not winning the first 5. Okay, first 6 is a little bit more difficult. But yeah, if anything's possible, it's only the 26th match of a 70-odd match series. Lots to go. Josh Philippe versus Ishan Kishan, like Finch versus Rowan. Well, Josh Philippe's not even playing this tournament, so I don't know why we're preferring him and Ishan Kishan. I would argue that Josh English has more of a close relationship. If you're talking about, do you mean Josh English? Because he's also not here, but he probably should be. The cricket club statement is, this is the cricket club of India. It's not about ground up play. BRABOURNE. I prefer to call BRABOURNE Stadium actually. BRABOURNE. I think I love it for that reason. Yes. So I'll have to have it. I'm going to be away for about 2 or 3 minutes, guys. I'll come back, but we want to continue to watch this match because it's going to be interesting. There's a bit of a break here at the moment. Petrol prices have gone through the roof, as you probably know. So that this match, I can't imagine Mumbai is winning this. We still don't know. I mean, Sky could crack a big century. Who knows? Ishan Kishan may still get runs. Pollard might come out and blast a few. You just don't know, but you'd have to doubt it. It's a big gobsmacking how many players are around the team. Like, we've got Tendulkar there. We've got, I think, Zahir Khan's there. We've got, obviously, the coaches, Mahela Jayawardene. Would it be more fun to watch MI do 6 losses? Well, it would be more fun because it would be interesting to see whether they can get back from that position. And if they can, they're going to really shock everybody, really. Certainly will be. All right, guys, I'm going to continue to be live, but there'll be nobody in front of the camera. So bear with me. If anyone messages, where is Norman? I'm back in a minute. So guys, just hang on. Continue to watch, and I'll be back in a sec. So a third wicket has fallen, as I can see. Sorry, guys, for missing. Been away for a while. Yeah, 3 for 59 now. Tilak's in. Obviously, the wicket of Ishaq Hasham was out, bowled Marcus Stoinis, who just shows his versatility, doesn't he? Big play on there. Marcus Stoinis is a very handy little medium pacer. Very handy batsman as well, as we know. Marcus Stoinis was picked as a one of the team to play in the original lineup. He wasn't part of the option. No, he's a bit of a match winner. And it's interesting to take a bit of pace off the deliveries. It means a lot because this wicket, you get your timing going, and off it goes rocketing to the nearest boundary, and that's an issue that certainly is there. 3 for 60 off 6.5. They're hanging in run rate wise, but score wise they're not. Robert Sharma looks a bit despondent there. Brad was hitting a full toss straight to cover. Not forgetting that most of this crowd they're based in Mumbai, and the team is Mumbai Indians, so you'd think they'd be more Mumbai fan based than Lucknow, but some may have travelled. Skies there. Oh my God, two players have just hit each other. Not exactly sure whether they were watching each other then. It's very unusual to see two fieldsmen going at full brunt, and one's not doing very well there. A bit of a sore hip. I can never understand that, how two players could not see each other. Each one is playing like a test. I don't know why two players would bump into each other. You'd think they'd be enough aware that the other one's coming towards them. Anyway, I do like the colours of the Lucknow tops, don't you? I think it's a rather impressive colour. So after 7 overs, Mumbai 3 for 62, so they're less than 9 and over now. That pushes the run rate well over 10 and doesn't put them in a very good position. Yeah, so it's a rather cumbersome. The fielding has been pretty appalling on this pitch, especially Mumbai Indians were very ordinary with their field play for their fielding, and I don't think that they're necessarily any better now either. So that all Lucknow certainly better, but Mumbai Indians certainly were pretty ordinary with their fielding, which is a bit disappointing. Just looking up the other stat there that I'm trying to find. Let's see here. We can normally get a bit of a gauge of what's going on there from the views situation. The live double headers there, that's 38. I think these double-header days, they should have every day as a double-header. And I'll say that again, they should have every day as a double-header. They should have no such thing as anything other than that. That's my thoughts. We've got Faf to see captaining the next game. We've got obviously Delhi Capitals with Rishabh Pant here now. That's going to be a very interesting game. It looks as though the Lucknow Mumbai Indians may start to slide a little bit. When I say slide, I mean slide in a negative sense, but it's just the sheer fact that you're going to have a situation there where the teams are going to have the impossibility of reaching the total is becoming clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're a long way from a total here. Isn't Chimero coming in? No, it's actually Jason Holden. You really need to sweep an inch around the cover boundary. The 3 of 63 was a misfield. Oh, they're going again. Sloppy. I've now got to make sure they win this, because even though Mumbai Indians have lost 5, I want to make sure they've gotten 1 off 200. They've made a team score challenge. They should not be beaten. And again, Mumbai Indians have only scored, I think they've got us 186 so far. So they haven't cracked the tournament mark with any of their batting performances. So Jason Hoddle's not happy because he's been called a wide. Maybe more of a height wide rather than a width wide. Sachin's there with a bit of grey on his sideburns, chewing away on some chewing gum there. I'm not exactly sure what his role is. Is he a mentor? Because he's not coach. Mumbai he's probably just paying him a lot of money just to sit on the sideline. His son's playing. Ooh, good return from Stoinis there. Roach sitting there. I can see Shane Bond, Mahale Jar Widener. Sachin's in the front row there. Mahale must be a little bit worried. His team is not doing well at all. Sky's driving it through the covers where there is a gap, but there's still a man there to cover, so they're getting 2 runs every time. So effectively their run rate is holding at around the, well, next in, of course, is Pollard. Fabian Allen's to follow at 7. 8 is on a cut. Fabian's only got a strike rate of 50. Pollard's fairly important, but he's next to come in. There is Brabourne right next to the water there. Further around, you can see Wankhede in the distance. Commentary, you've got obviously Danny Morrison, who got oh, geez, now what's happened here? I was buying all the short balls and it's getting called wide every single time, so that's not very impressive. See if we can get some, shall I get some guests on? Invite a guest. See if anyone's there. Get a few of our chosen guests to come on. Alan Malloy. Nose and check on. The IPL has been not what it normally is, I must say. Let's see who else is here. We've got Malachi, Richard Vernon. Adam Holyoke. Marcus Stoinis is certainly Deval Bravis. Yes, what about Ray PMB? He was batting well for 31. A young man that's, well, there's a bit of a helicopter shot there from Gibson Sky. Or was it Tilak? There's Sky, he's capable. So Ray at PMB 9, you've just mentioned Dewal Bravis. Well, he's not played for their test team. I don't think he's even played for their one day or T20 sides as at this point. Yet he's played some, this is his 13th game in the IPL, so that means he played last season as well at 18 and now he's 19. So someone's obviously picked him out. So 3 for 76 into the 9th over now. After 8.1 overs, LSG was 1 for 80. So they're slightly ahead in terms of at least runs, but in wickets certainly even more so. Sky's flashing away, but they're going to need a lot more than an occasional 4. Especially if they're going to lose wickets. They're 3 for 77 now on the way. So not forgetting, we're about another hour and a quarter away from the next match, which is Mumbai versus, not Mumbai, sorry, RCB versus Delhi Capitals, which will be probably slightly more closely fought match. It does look like Lucknow are well above Mumbai, especially in terms of hunger. Mumbai have had the most victories at an IPL level. I think it's 5 now, which is magnificent. But yeah, they can't go well all the time. CSK won last year, they're not going well. It happens. And for the sake of the tournament, having Gujarat and Lucknow do well is obviously a big plus now. I'm by no means suggesting that they're being made to win. It's not like that. But they've probably got a lot of motivation, a lot of incentive. And Rahul certainly has looked good in the time that he's played, leading run scorer in the competition to date. Just he has passed. Who was the other person who was in front? It was Pandya, actually. Oh, gee, that almost carried. Tilak's almost carried the ball. Yeah, so Pandya and Rahul with Lucknow and Gujarat are basically leading the run scoring, individual run scoring, that is. Now that was almost catchable. It's just fallen short. Wasn't a lot of effort to get. He didn't make a huge amount of effort to get to that ball, I must say. Not easy though. No, it was probably well short. Not sure who the gentleman there is next to Bravers, who he's talking to. He doesn't look like a current player. I'm not sure who it is. Getting a lot of singles, but not sufficient big scores and big runs, that is. The current run rate is 8.94. The required is 10.94 or thereabouts. So it's already gone getting close to 11, and we've still got some 11 overs to go. So Zahir Khan's getting such in the coffee. So he knows the pecking order there, doesn't he? Delal Brevis is really good talent. Hoping to see him in the start of a team soon. Well, it's a little bit frustrating for me, and I understand money does rule, but he probably should have been in the top side before he plays here, because he could probably pull a few Australian players up. And Jason Sanger didn't get a Guernsey, for example, and he probably should be in here. But yeah, Brevis, I don't even know whether he played for the South African he's under 19 still now. So I'm not aware of what level he's played at other than this, and it's quite spectacular that certainly here in Maidstone, he's obviously got talent. But until he proves himself for his country, I mean, there's Pollard's the same. He didn't play a lot for his country before he got selected in the IPL. So Krunal Pandya, I must be really honest with him. I don't rate him as highly as what they do. Be interesting to see what they actually do with Hardik Pandya in the future, because he's batting well at the moment. Whether he'll return to the T20 Indian side will be interesting. The Mumbai Indians are slowly chugging along there, but it's got to score 120 off less than 11 overs. It's very unlikely. They have to really skedaddle now. They do look okay. We've got Holder, Jamira, Avish, Bishnoi, Stoinis, Krunal. Not a bad bowling line. It's quite a sound bowling line. Sky is there and he's batting soundly. It's been kind of looked over because Australia's eyes form of late has been quite incredible. So who do you think is going to win the IPL 2022? I still think that, a team like Lucknow and Gujarat have done very well. Where they get across the line at the end is the question. I still like the KKRs, the RCBs, and even Delhi Capitals. We'll wait and see what they're going to be in there. Rajasthan Royals look good, especially because of Josh Butler's form. Mumbai Indians and CSK you would doubt to get through. And Punjab, nobody's talking about Punjab, but Agarwal's leading the charge there. Which LSG players am I missing more? Quinton de Kock or Pandya? I'm probably missing de Kock. Well, not Pandya, as in Cornell Pandya or Hardik Pandya? Hardik Pandya's got a completely new lease of life, hasn't he, really? We've only got about half an hour before the toss of the next match, actually. Cornell's is bowling a series of full tosses, and they got people on the boundary, which is going to stop fours and more sixes probably, and only allow singles, which is probably their idea of squeezing Mumbai now. They're just about to have one ball off 10 overs, and they only scored 85. So they've scored 115 off 10 overs, 11.5 runs an over, which is a big ask. After the same time, Lucknow were 1 for 93, so there were some 8 runs in front and also 2 wickets in hand. Teague Wiley is Australia's not bright. There's a few out there, Himanshu, I know. So effectively, 8.6, and they're in. They need 114 off 10, 11.4 runs per hour over. It's 114 off 60 balls. So virtually run 2 runs every ball. And they're already starting to dip below the line that has been set. So, and then, of course, Lucknow started to really pick up the pace as they went along as well. So, yeah, if Mumbai don't lose any more wickets and these two keep going, yeah, they might have a chance. But I would argue it's too late now. They've got Pollard to come who can hit. But really, after that, they haven't got a great deal of certainty to batters that can come in and help them out. So Bishnoi's back on. In 29 matches, he's taken 28 wickets and he's economy rate 6.96. So he's well ahead. He bowls with that economy rate in this match. Well, he'll seal the deal for Lucknow. Takes a fair run up. Sky has had 3 innings with only 8 runs and he's been out twice to Bishnoi. I don't know much about this Tilak, who he is, what he's done. He's batting steadily, but not overwhelmingly. So they did 113 off 59 deliveries. Very unlikely. There's nobody watching. The Sri Lankan Chimera there was in the field. Yeah, this could be excruciatingly. The run rate required 11.48, which is already, you would argue, insurmountable. Indeed. Mumbai 3 for 90 after 10.3 overs. They're going to find it very hard to get this amount of runs. Especially they lose another wicket or two. Pollard's potentially got the hitting power to do well. Sky, until are getting ones and twos, but they're not really powering away. We know Sky can bat. He certainly is a great talent, but he won't be able to do it on his own, and he needs to probably a little bit with Pollard still there. He can certainly increase that run rate. You never know, I guess. Mumbai Indians really need to win this, so they probably slightly more on edge to do this. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Tendulkar and the owners. Ambani, isn't it? Mukesh Ambani and his wife sitting there. You got Shane Bond. This previous guy may end up just being a bit of a hitter. He's got to play for his country. Starting to reach that twilight time of the night. But we start looking at the Delhi Capitals versus RCB. These two teams will want to win this because they'll put them into the top four again if either one of the two teams win and help their overall position, even though it's early. And previous years, I would have said RCB and Delhi Capitals both would fight it out for the final, but we don't know this year. With Lucknow and Gujarat certainly taking an advantage here. Rajasthan Royals doing quite okay. They've got some sides there. Punjab's floating around there. And then, surprisingly, Mumbai and CSK towards the bottom. And then Sunrisers Hyderabad having a string of wins and actually starting to push towards the top four. That surprised me. I expect them to be on the bottom and on the bottom for a long time. But the required run rate is now creeping up to 11.89. It's just basically over 12. We can say goodbye to that. Because 12 means what? 2 runs per ball. Very unlikely. All the main bowls are bowled 2 overs. Yeah, the run rate creeps up to 12 and over. That's to a ball. That's a pretty big task because singles won't cut it very well. Dushmantha Shamira has bowled the fastest delivery at 146.4. Bumrah came after him. Shamira again. Tom Mills 144. Bumrah again. So Shamira is bowling the fastest. Hasn't had as much success playing for his country, that is Sri Lanka, as he should have, perhaps. Well, that wasn't a why. That was acceptable. Women's cricket saying creating the appetite for women's cricket that's time. So yeah, women's cricket certainly is getting a level of fan base there. These two are agonisingly just tipping around and not getting anywhere. Slowly but surely falling further and further behind the Lucknow score. They lose a wicket or two more, you can basically shut the shop. A good launch. Pollard certainly is capable. Not looking good for Mumbai, but yeah, look, they can then from a certain point turn the corner and start winning and then push their way back up to the top four. But at this point, 6 losses is going to be pretty heavy. Very nice shot from Sky. Helicopter shot through forward mid-wicket there. There was a gap and it went racing to the boundary. It was a good shot. Placement was very, very good. Well, Mumbai have hit 100 now, 3 for 100. But it's taken almost 12 overs to do that. That means virtually 8 overs to score 100. Which is 12, more than 12 actually. So after 11.5 overs, Lucknow were 1 for 102. So very much the same scoreline, but lost less wickets. Oops, this must be a 6, is it? That's 4. Tilak smiling, is happy with what shot he's just played. So 96 off 8 is exactly 12 runs and over. They need 96 off 8, so they need 12 runs and over. They need 2 runs a ball. Big ask. Hit a 4, they'll certainly get somewhere. So 96 runs off 48 balls. So every ball has to go for at least 2. So they need, I've got someone there who's carrying on. It's good when you see the audience having a bit of fun there. It's got on the yellow jacket there. He's carrying like a bit of a pork chop. It's funny. And that's a good start. Sky just hit a 4 at the first ball there. He's just hit the 2 runs he needed for the next 2 balls. It's a nice shot. Very deliberate. Very, very deliberate. So at this stage of the match, it's 19 minutes away from finding out who wins the toss the next match. Mumbai, there's been a series of singles and a couple of fours, but well behind. This is a 50-run partnership between these two, Tilak Varma and Sky Yadav. You'd think this is a foregone conclusion. You would, wouldn't you? But it's agonising a little bit. So current run rate is 8.8. They need 12 and over, which is 2 a ball. Even though they've had a couple of fours of late, they still need 2 a ball. And that's the problem. Hit a single, you're immediately behind. You do need 4s if you have singles in the over. And the dot ball, they'll throw you right out. They run 2 here. Looks like they probably will be getting 2 of that one. It looks like they've only run 1. Very frustrating future here for Mumbai this year. But let's turn our attention to Delhi Capitals, of course, which is the next match against a revamped RCB with Faf C captaining them. Pretty impressive. So they actually need 12.14 now. Mumbai is getting increasingly worse. The current run rate's dropped to 8.76, and not holding on to their position at all. Beautiful sunset over the gateway to India there in Mumbai. That's a very nice drive there from Tilak Varma. Very impressive. It's going to need more than that, though. It's going to have to. It's got under 12. Must be very hot still there. So 3 for 115 off 13 overs, 316 in fact off 13 overs. And they're having a strategic timeout, which goes for 2 minutes 30, which means basically a commercial break. So Sunday we'll see a lot of more games on, but doubleheaders should be the go every single day for the IPL, if you ask me. That's what I would do. Okay, let's have a look at the situation. We've got some 15 minutes. Yeah, so it's very interesting that the very interesting indeed, actually. Just a bit concerned about the numbers here. It's a great shot. Great shot. So the next match, of course, which is Delhi Capitals, will start in 45 minutes. And in that particular match, not much has been stated. RCB, of course, is still without Harshal Patel, while DC are looking to welcome Mitchell Marsh into their 11 today, which will be interesting. That makes DC a strong challenge for RCB. DC are at points from 4 matches. RCB 6 from 5. In an intensely fought qualification battle, slip-ups are going to be cost interesting to see how RCB cover for Harshal. If Markets gets in, we will know in half an hour. Yeah, they're asking whether Onrich Norgay should be actually brought back into the Delhi Capitals side. So Delhi Capitals squad, they've got obviously Pant Khalil Ahmed, who played that previous match. Ashwin Heba, Shrikar Bharat hasn't got much of a game. Yash Dole, he can bat. Praveen Dubey, Sarfaraz Khan, Corley Yadav is bowled very well. Lalit Yadav, Mandeep Singh, Mitchell Marsh, as we said, will be coming in, hopefully. Mustafa Rahman, a good player. Kamlesh Nagarkoti, Nigiri and Norgay, South Africans. Oswald, the Patels, Axap, Rovman Powell got a bit of a go early on, hasn't done too much. Sakurai certainly is a good bowler. Seifer hasn't played. Pretty sure we know he plays well. Taylor Tucker is extremely important. And then Warner. Pretty sure Punt, Maxwell, Coley. Some great names on both sides there. And the RCB, of course, have got Faf du Plessis, Akash Deep, Finn Allen, Rawat, the wicket batter, Barrendorf, I mentioned before, Hasaranga, who's a great spin bowler from Sri Lanka, Galton, Hazelwood, Kartik, the wicket batsman, Siddharth Cole, Coley, Lomroar, Maxwell, of course, Malind, Siraj, Harsh Patel, they're going to miss. Padidar, the top of the batsman, Shafane from Rutherford, Prabhu Desai, Shabazz Ahmed, Khan Sharma, of course, and David Willey. So Mumbai still running at about 12 runs and over to get before they actually succeed in getting through. It's not interesting. Yes. This is amazing. Mumbai Indians are in some serious trouble. They really are. They're really going to find it very hard to make the top four. But they can probably still statistically do it because teams have won and lost quite in a shared manner. That should be interesting. These two, Tilak's on 23, Sky's on 33. Average has taken 2 wickets. He's very happy with his bowling, I'm sure. Mumbai are really up against these two. Well, and then 83 or 40 balls now. It's well over 2 and over. It's going to be frustrating to the match. Only 40 balls, that's what? 6 overs and 4 balls. It's not very long. Mumbai innings will be quite distraught, actually. Gautam Gambhir there, he looks very happy. You got one of the Andy Flower at the back. Really are struggling. Mumbai are really struggling. Even though these two batters are going ahead of run a ball, Suryakumar Yadav is batting well, but I'm afraid not well enough. He's played some good shots, but he's in a losing battle. It's just getting worse and worse here for Mumbai. It's 80 till 38 now. Rahul's playing with his calf muscle. So Rahul's off the field, as a matter of fact, and Krunal Pandya must be acting captain as he's directing traffic as we speak. And Rahul's been off with what looks like a hamstring, or perhaps a hamstring pull. After scoring a century in a 20-over match is pretty impressive. So Himanshu Rahel has asked, do you think Australia will pick Ben McDermott or Josh Inglis at 4? They'll pick both of them probably, but in the squad anyway. Just Smith. Last year, Shane Warne also says that Smith is not up. Yeah, Smith, he himself would agree. He hasn't been selected for the IPL this year, has he? They won't lose when they have either Ben McDermott or Josh Inglis both on the side. Some great bowling here. Vish Khan's done really well. Taken 2 wickets. Very impressive indeed. So we're about 7 minutes away from a toss decision on the Delhi Capitals RCB match. No mention, but there has been some discussion with Mitch Marsh whether he will play, and obviously Harshal Patel won't be there. And how will RCB adjust? Significant player looks to have lost for this point in time. I think he's gone for some time, actually. Mumbai Indians, my God, 3 for 121. Jason Holder's back on. Yeah, they're in deep trouble here. Mumbai is looking less and less likely. 79 off 35 balls. There's Carroll getting a bit of a massage there. Hopefully he's all right. Lee's off the field. His score of 100, so I mean, he's probably a bit stiff and sore from that. Yeah, Mumbai Indians have got sadly little hope of winning this match. As Pollard comes in there and he's just been bowled to like just been bowled by a whole of Yorker, and that's put the 4 down. Brings Pollard in, which could change the dynamic a little bit, but it's still way too late. 4 121 with some 5 overs, 4 balls. So yeah, that's 34 balls to go. They're going to be good ball, very good ball. Jason Holder's very happy. Yeah, Verma's out. I saw that. He looked quite okay, but didn't win 100 for a strike rate of 100, which is not good enough when you're chasing 200. Now with Pollard in now, he's their last hope. He's going to have to absolutely clobber his way to a massive score. Mumbai Indian fans must be very disappointed. They're at their home ground, one of their home grounds, for practically all the matches, and they're not winning. Pollard could do anything. He could tear them apart and get this with an over spare if he wanted to, if he was in that sort of form. But we'll see what sort of form. If Pollard or Sky go, then we can shut shop. What are we now? We're looking at, I think, a few minutes away from the toss for the other match. Well, Pollard's been great over the years. We know that he is very good for his country as well. Obviously, he's a very good captain. Let's see how he goes. Off his countryman, Jason Holder. Immediately changes the length by moving out to the bowl. So Pollard's played 184 IPL matches for 3,326 runs, a strike rate of 149. Very impressive indeed. Very, very impressive indeed. No wonder he's worth the money he is, and he plays a lot at this level. Sky's playing some good shots, but he's just not getting enough regularly off the centre square. Well, these players like Jason Holder and the Cock are pretty happy about the way that their team's playing. Mumbai fans are a bit despondent, to say the least. Not looking good. So yeah, the current positioning. This is the Play Fair, the Paytm Fair Play Award. Mumbai. I don't understand what that's about. But anyway, Mumbai second, Lucknow seventh. But in fact, in terms of true positioning on the comp, the other way around. So 76 off 31 balls. Extremely unlikely. Sky's in that, yeah, but they're covering that position now. Got the single, 75 off 30. That's almost what, 15 and over, is it? 5 overs to get 75. Yeah, it's 15 and over. 15 and over. It's, what's that? 2.5. 5 runs off every 2 balls. Which usually means there's a 4 somewhere involved with it. Kishan got 13, rolled 6, Previs 31, Kumar's, Sky Kumar's 36, Tilak 26. Pollard and Fabian Allen got a bunch of bowlers there. Very unlikely. So 15 and over, with Bishnoi coming back on the bowl. 15 and over of the last 5 overs. It's insurmountable. Mumbai heading for their 6th loss, I'm afraid. In terms of the other match, we'll see what's happened there, whether they've made a decision yet. The toss is due. Mitch Marsh has been handed his DC cap by Rishabh Pant, most like direct swap for Rowan Powell then. 10 minutes to the toss. Well, it's actually less than that now. So Mitch Marsh is definitely in. So look here. Mitchell Marsh has been handed his DC cap, which means he's playing. By Rishabh Pant. It's a pretty, well, he is a dynamic player. Let's have a look. So Delhi Capitals have won the toss and have chosen to bowl, which seals the deal for them. Delhi Capitals have won the toss, that is Rishabh Pant, and elected to bowl, which means it should favour them. So Delhi Capitals have won the toss, that is Rishabh Pant has won the toss and elected to bowl. They're saying elected to field. It is, in fact, elected to bowl. So there we have it. The teams will come up in second, with Mitchell Marsh obviously in there, Harsh Patel not yet in there. So Mitch Marsh is probably in for Rovman Powell. Sky is out, we just heard. That's really the end of it, I think, for didn't quite get enough on it. And Bishnoi's taken a wicket. And that's basically the Sky's 37 on 27. That's awful. I mean, I have no one really. There's only Power, but he won't do it. And the crowd knows it. The Mumbai crowd, that is. Marsh making it to be yes. I saw him usher. Sachin Tendulkar sitting there and Zahir Khan. In fact, this is Fabian Allen is going out there. It's about now. Sad situation. So Mitch Marsh is actually in for Sarfaraz. Bakar. Both companies say the pitch looks dry. Harsh Patel is back. Harsh Patel is back for RCP. He's replacing Akash Deep. Now, we had been told that Harsha Patel is not back. That's a bit of a bonus there for RCB. It's a huge bonus. We know that Mumbai Indians is definitely going to win the other match. We know that already. Why not we get, well, isn't it sticking? Finally. It was sad for him and his family, but losing his sister, I believe it was. But he's on his way back, which is, I guess, a positive sign. Mumbai Indians are in a diabolical situation. They're not likely to. I'm going to have to just type this. Harshal Patel. Yes. Okay, so Delhi Capitals and the team that Hayes was playing. So Prithvi Shaw, Warner, Mitch Marsh at 3, Punt at 4, Lalit Yadav at 5, Rohan Pal at 6, Akshar Patel 7, Shardul 9, 8, sorry, Kuldeep Yadav, Mustafa Rahman, and Khalid Ahmed. Pretty good side from Delhi. RCB's got Faf is earning with Rawat, Kohli's at 3, Maxwell at 4, Shabazz Ahmed is in there at 5, Prabhu Desai is at 6, Dinesh Karthik 7, Hazaranga, Harsh Patel, Siraj, and Hazlewood. They got a pretty good bowling lineup. So there we go. Interesting. If we can get some pictures going here. Okay. That's a pretty strong set of teams there. I think they've all basically. There we have it. So RCB will have Harsh Patel return. Mitch Marsh is also there. Mumbai Indians, Pollard 6. Was Pollard here? Maximum. I guess it was a 6. The Pollard 6 has gone 90 minutes now. Now, Pollard could start to go, but it's going to take a lot more than just 1 6. The only hit from Mumbai Indians, it's pretty much the truth. 61 off 22 balls. So they're virtually 3 runs a ball, which Pollard could easily get 4s and 6s and finish it very early. So 22 deliveries, 3 overs, 4 balls. The score 61. Not likely. Pollard's going to try very hard. He says another 6. Uh-oh. We're in for a bit of a finish here. Mumbai Indians are starting to get a little bit excited. 55 off 21 balls. How he got that away, I'll never know. So with Pollard in, fireworks is still possible. Lucknow's got to keep their head. Pollard is capable of getting these runs. 3 amazing overs. Anything could happen. Pollard knows exactly what he's got to do. Carlton can be a little bit wide. Pollard pulls, he can pull a rabbit out of the hat here. I want to cover me swiggy instant offers. Pollard did not hit a 6 at ball, he had a single. He's disappointed himself. 54 off 20. He's lost the strike as well. So he's really whipped that one for 6. We know he's capable. We know he's capable of doing this. Although it's not up to Pollard to do it, let's be honest. So 18, 36. If they get 2 dot balls, they've got 18 and over to get in the last 3 overs. It's make it increasingly more difficult. Good ball. Chimera's does it out wide. Fabian's got no hope. We're looking at basically 18 and over. Now, it's not impossible. It means more than 3 runs a ball. Okay, it's been stopped. They'll get 2 here. So if 18 plus and over. Pause on somewhat. So 52 or 3 overs. 18, 36, 54. 18, 17, 17. We'll do it. .17 something. 17.3, 3 recurring needed here. $17 off and over, off 3 overs in a row, more than 17. So just a touch less than 3 runs a ball. With Pollard on strike, he could knock off 30 and 1 over. We know that. Irish Khan's had a good night though. Well, Pollard's just hit a 4. We shouldn't discount Pollard, should we? Pollard is in with a chance here. 40 off 17. He hits 12 fours, the match is over. Got 5 balls to spare. Great to see the crowd get excited. Oops, didn't quite go where I expected. So back to 3 runs the ball. with Pollard there, they still wouldn't be 100% certain. Pollard's the sort of guy, he's a very cool character. He can suddenly launch and get 3 sixes. Yeah, it's going to become extremely hard now. It's more than 3 runs and over now. And Fabian on the strike is not as big a hitter. So you could look at 20 plus and over to finish this match also. Some 16 minutes to the other match starting. Run rate of 18.8. And Fabian is out. Irish Khan's having a good day. It's his 3rd wicket, I think. Yeah, not looking good, guys. 3 for 26 off 3.4 overs for Irish Khan. Mumbai 6 for 153. Basically have some 14 balls to get a lot. And they won't have it. Irish Khan, Fabian didn't have hope. We're down to better number 8 in the order. Number 77, who's that? That's one of the bowls. Wanted cut. Took a bad bit, but not enough. They're going to need well over 20 and over now. Well over 20 and over. So this is Mumbai in 6th loss in a row. No, he's at a 4. Wanted to cut first ball. Impressive. And a few more of those, I think. It was an impressive little hit there. But yeah, it's not looking very good. So Jadev on cut has played 89 matches, 134 runs. That isn't many. There we are. 43 off 2 overs. So 21 and a half per over. Close to 4 and over. For a ball. Irish Khan's very happy. So he should be. Okay. No, so he should be. Tendulkar and Zaid Khan are looking like they're suffering quite a bit there. The young DB, what's his name? Brevis. Pollard's asked for new gloves. If anyone can do this, if anyone can score 43 in 2 overs, it's Pollard. And he's facing. So we'll find out very, very quickly. Jason Holt's a pretty clever bowler, and it is a team counterpart. He knows Pollard's going back to run. In fact, both of them have been captains of West Indies, in both the short and longer formats. So Jason Holder has a pretty good handle on what to do here, I think. You think Holder's not going to bowl the same type of delivery twice. He's not going to allow Pollard to get in any form of routine. Pollard will have his measure probably. You would hope. 43 off 2 overs. It's very close to. It's very getting closer and closer to 4 and over. They're going to need 4s and 6s galore here in this 12 balls. Here comes Jason Holder bowl. And Pollard's driven it nicely, but it won't be 4. It's just a simple single. Well, that's the run too. .41 off 11, so it's getting closer and closer to 4 runs a ball. It'll take a small miracle for Pollard, especially now that he's not on strike. Or he is on strike, sorry. Pollard would have to pull a bloody miracle here to win this. And the beautiful delivery, so I love him to run. That's 40 off 10, so that's exactly 4 a ball. Good Yorker. 4 runs per ball left for them to win. Ornid cutters facing. Yeah, it's not looking very likely. Avish Khan, KL Rahul's clearly player of the match. We know that. But Avish Khan supported brilliantly. Mumbai 6 for 160 with some 10 deliveries left, meaning they need for a ball. Well, the Cutter certainly just plays, he's a 6, so he's beaten that requirement in 1 ball. Hello. 9 balls, 34 runs. This is not impossible. Unlikely, but not impossible. He hits like that a few more times. A man that scored 130 runs in 89 matches or whatever it was. It's one run per innings. He's making up for it today with it at 6. Pollard's particularly happy. Oh, hello. It's gone straight. And it's gone for 4. It's keeping that rate up there. 30 off 8 balls. It's actually less than 4 a ball now. If they keep going, it's 6-1-7. They've got 30 runs to get. 30 runs to get off 8 balls. This is not impossible. Absolute miracle if they win, though. They don't deserve to win at all. I'll be bowling outside off stump. Oh, he's got another 4 runs. I can't believe this. 26 off 7 balls. Well, Carol a little bit nervous. I must be close to 20 runs off this over. That's only going for a single. So 25 off the last over. 26, sorry, off the last over. And Pollard is, when the cut is going to be probably facing, was Pollard also. 26 off the last over. 6 fours is 24. He scored more than 4 runs a ball in this last over. So Raul's back on. We could see a period that he had his hamstring or calf muscle. I'm not sure. I think it was his hamstring muscle, and it was a bit tight, and maybe it was a bit crampy. Who knows? He's back on now, so back to call shots with a very intense-looking Pollard, knowing that this could well help decide their performance. We've got some 5 minutes before the start of the next match. It's almost perfect timing to finish one and move on to the next. With, of course, Delhi Capitals choosing to bowl, sending RCB in the bat. Let's have a look here. So, here is Kieran Pollard needing 26 on the last over. He started with what looks like a single. That's not what he wanted. Oops, they're low. Someone's run out. That's horrific for him. One of the cut's gone because, well, he's no point in starting. So he certainly got 4 or 6 off that. That was pretty poor. So 5 balls left. Pollard has to hit 4 sixes, and then he can go and get a single. He'll need at least 4 sixes, at least 5, 3 sixes at least, and 2 fours. 3 sixes and 2 fours. Murugan Ashwin, who bowled okay. He's played 40 matches and he's scored a massive 29 runs. Strike rate of 63. Not looking very promising though. He's just hit a 6, it looks like. Or was he caught? No, he's hit a 6. This little Ashwin character who's not scored, oh my God, 19 off 4. It's still too many. Oh my God. 3 more of those and I'll make it interesting. Not a bad shot at all. He's done it once. Chimera will be a little bit wide. It is out. Ashwin have gone. So it is now down to 19 off 4. It's not 4 balls, it'll be 3 balls now. Yeah, 19 off 3 makes it impossible. But if they get 6s of every ball and have one of them be a no ball or something or wide. Won't be a wide, it'll have to be a no ball. They've done it. A bit sloppily, but they've done it. Yeah, Pollard's just as he's lost the match now. 19 off 2 balls. No. Too little, too late. And Pollard's gone for the second last ball. That's it, guys. 1 ball left. Are they even going to bother bowling it? Bring that one batsman out. Pollard's out for 25 off 14. Chimera's bowled the ball out to the stump when he's leaned into it. He played it pretty well, but well caught there by Storms. Only 1 ball left. They need 19 off the last ball. Not going to happen, guys. The other match should have started. Coming out the bat is who? On the bowlers. Tom Mills has got 1 ball face. 1 ball. Bowls a series of no balls and wides. Well, that would cause problems, but 1 ball. That's it. Like now, Super Giants won by 18 runs. That is 6th loss in a row. Okay, so we move off that match, which basically sees Mumbai down to their last throws. The live double header, there we have it. So what's going on in the other match, which is the one that we came here to watch, guys, didn't we? Okay, let's just have a look at the Daft proceeding a 4 off the first ball. First up, in fact, the first ball, that was so he said a 4th or 3rd ball. So there we have it. So Rahul should be very, very happy because his team's just won. We're looking for the next match, which is yes. Looks to me as why can't Green Birmingham not play up? They can. They just they haven't applied for it or didn't make it. So RCB are none for 5 off 5 balls with Faf on 4 and Rower yet to face a ball. So Gujarat Lucknow are the top 2 sides. Rajasthan was Punjab but next, by KKR, RCB, SRHDC, and CSK Mumbai. So Delhi Hills win today, they go to 6 points. If RCB win, they go to 8 points. Significant for both those 2 teams. First over is finished. So Delhi versus Bangalore has started. Faf will see with Rower. There's Shardul Thakur is coming on for the second over. See what happens. But in Wankhede, Sachin Tendulkar stand I can see there in Wankhede. Previous matches played at BRABOURNE at Cricket Club of India. I was called the Cricketers Club of India, but it's not necessarily called that. So here we are, RCB, none for 5 at the first over, having just seen Lucknow Super Giants beat a very hapless Mumbai innings. Interesting how people are there for the RCB versus Delhi Capitals. Just nearby, they had the Mumbai innings. Maybe they'll race across from the other ground to there. Shardul Thakur, love him a lot. He's a great player. His coming rate's a bit expensive, 8.9. That's almost 9 now. Right here we are, facing his first ball. Actually, looks like he has got an LBW first ball. Shardul Thakur is a wonder. He just got Rower out first ball. And Faf is asking, and he doesn't seem to even give that any thought. No, he's walking, he's out. Brings in Virat Kohli very early. Beautiful swing and delivery. It was plumb LBW. Hit the middle stump. So Virat Kohli's going out with the score. Anuj Rawat didn't last more than a ball. And now in comes Virat Kohli. You can see the kids of Ricky Ponting and his wife there. I'm assuming this is Virat Kohli. It is. He's just heard or perhaps seen his counterpart KR get a century up the road there for Lucknow versus Mumbai Indians. Rohit Sharma failed, whereas KR got a massive century on 20 overs, which we don't see Virat do very often these days. Certainly hasn't done Test cricket, as in international level. He has not scored a T20 and this format has been some time. This is driven the ball there, and it's going to go for 4, no, for 2. There we have it, 107, there we have it. There we are. Roll if you want to, roam around the world. All right, so Colby, big day for Colby. Good delivery. They've got the row out. It's a beautiful shuttle tackle. Plumb him. Halfway up, middle stump. Perfect delivery. He's out, neck and crop. What do you think about top readers and MI on the bottom? Okay. They're simply not bowling well enough, and the early batters not firing. I mean, very disappointing. Probably deserve a bit of a shake-up in terms of their lineup as well. Probably expectation of Pollard and the like to do well, which they haven't. Probably need to consider their batting lineup to be changed. But after 6 losses, it's going to have to happen. But again, they lost 5, didn't they? And they won the comp. They lost 6. Doesn't mean they can't come back. Still a bit early. Warner's just missed a ball. Triple C, great batter that he is. %. I still can't work out. So what do you think the reasons are Barkle done it? I mean, obviously the batting and bowling is not good enough. Some of his selections are also off. And it's probably a mental state now if you lose 6 in a row. You got Tendulkar, you got Mahal Jayawardene there, you got, I think, was it Andy Flower, was it the LSG colours? You got a fair degree of backing, they've got incredible financial backing, so no excuses for the right mood not being seen. Shardul Tuck, what a great player. Health procedure has been hit. I want to watch a bit more coal, that's for sure. So we get a drink, guys. Apple juice, you reckon? So I've got Maxwell coming in next. Shabazz there. Sarango can Harshal Patel. And then you've got Siraj and Hazelwood, 2 legendary bowlers there from a previous India tour. RCB frustrates me. Bowling is pretty poor, in my opinion. Captaincy row is still pretty good. The selection is probably not quite that good. Nice little chocolate bar. Give me some real favours out. The 1980s, guys. It was a good time. 1980s. Great time. Give me some chocolate because I don't think it's all right. So, yeah, the bowling's poor at the moment. The batting is also a bit weird in terms of the lineup. Ishan Kishan hasn't hit form. Sky's probably batting a bit low. Pollard can't do everything, but he certainly is capable of doing everything. Probably too much pressure on him. Rohit Sharma hasn't performed as well as he should have. Rohit Sharma had his opportunity today to go well because obviously his counterpart, Rahul, did. That got a century, for God's sake. You know, you can't help Rahul got a century. Shuttle Thakur, what a great ball. Bumrah didn't bowl badly at all. In fact, Bumrah didn't bowl badly. Bumrah didn't bowl badly. Du Plessis is out. Khalil's just taken the wicket of Du Plessis. This one was caught by Axar Patel. He's dancing the wicket. The ball over cover. It's gone straight into the throat of Axar Patel with the greatest of ease. Hey presto, we have a wicket. Nicely look at it. A bit shaky there. Not a good start. Too aggressive maybe. Delhi won the toss, elected to bowl, with RCB having to bat first. At night, it's a ready-made recipe there for Delhi to win. Glenn Maxwell's in with Virat Kohli, two of the red-hot players in this competition who should be scary. Without Bumrah, it would have been 225 here probably. Glenn Maxwell's nearly married. Made enough millions out of the IPL. Virat Kohli married with a child. To their life priorities should change perhaps. Both are multi-millionaires. Kohli probably more so. Maxwell, 100 matches, 2,052 runs, a strike rate of 153. Great strike rate. This Khalil looks pretty good. I like Norjay though. I would have preferred him in the side. Hasn't happened. Yeah, Plessis certainly gone for a bit of a run there, hasn't he? But straight down the throat with a deep point. Flags there of Warner's kids. Have been played for Sunrise Hyderabad before. They've got. Oh, that was a good shot there from Maxwell. Lovely shot. And Delhi's got, Warner, now Mitch Marsh, Bishop Pump. That's some pretty good star power there. So, yeah, LSG, Rahul 103 not out off 60 balls. 4 for 199. Mumbai is respectively got to 9 for 181. But no one really went on. Sky got 37, Brevis 31, Tilak 26, Pollard 25. Avish Khan took those 3 wickets, which were very important. Still in his bowl well too. Holden Bishnell also bowl. Puts Gujarat first, number 1. Lucknow 2. And this is very early on. With these 2 great batsmen, you would think anything's possible. What's David Warren giving advice to it? He's not captain, Punt is. Lovely shot from Maxwell. Maxwell. Incredible play. Look at that. Looks great with the head on. Wearing a cap, not a helmet. See now, Arsenal lost 2 quick wickets there. Obviously, Du Plessis and Rawat, but they've got 2 of the best players in the world right there now. Head to head, Delhi's won the last 5 out of the last 5 matches, 3-2. I'd love to see Kohli get some runs. I really, really would love to see Kohli. Hello, gang with Punja. How are you? Who would be an Indian bottom bowlers long for World Cup? Jadeja, Pandya, Chahar, Thakur. Thakur definitely. Jadeja's definitely. Harshal Patel, yes, probably yes. Pandya. When you say Pandya, do you mean Hardik Pandya? Who do you mean? Not Coronel Pandya, that's for sure. Hardik Pandya. Hardik, Bakul Dalla. Now, Hardik Pandya's just got his batting together, playing for Gujarat at the moment, and it's impressive. A lot of motivation as well. But look, it's too early to say about his bowling. Maxwell's there. Looks very refreshed. Indian wife that he's got. Aksh Patel, who's normally hard to get away. Maxwell, very stumps there. Look at that. Great shot. Beautiful shot. Oops, Maxwell gone for it there. Was nowhere near it, actually. Fantastic too. So the last live was, oops, not string, I think. Points table. RCB currently 6, Delhi's 8th. Gujarat Lucknow 1 and 2, Rajasthan Royals 3, Punjab 4, KKR have now dropped out to 5. Sunrisers Hyderabad is up to 7 ahead of Delhi. Chennai and Mumbai are very sadly on 10th position. Has Maxwell hit a reverse sweep yet? Not yet. Doesn't look like it. Is it conventional cut shots, actually? Let's look here. Hit to hit. What is Chris Vernon's pick of which team will lift the IPL trophy this year? Again, RCB. Well, he was keen on RCB last holiday. He probably hasn't changed. I haven't heard anything different from him, put it that way. Slow ball there. And what's Maxwell done? For toe with the bat. It's gone nowhere where he wanted it to. Virat Kohli. Some great players on the show here tonight. Kohli, Maxwell, Duplessis, Axel Patel, Warner, Marsh, Punt. Amazing. Oops. Kohli seems very tentative to me. Very, very tentative indeed. I'm just a bit frustrated with what I'm saying. So hang on, I've got it in here. Buckle up. I'd say when IPL would be, you say Kane is great. IPL have kept him to lift them from rock bottom. Obviously, it would be a huge thing if Kane Williamson and SH1. They won't. He got legends like Brian Lara and Morley in his support. Just because Brian Lara and Morley is sitting there doesn't mean they're going to win a comp. Mumbai Indians have got Sachin Tendulkar. They want comps. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, Jesus. All right, guys. We might just call it quits now because we've been on for a couple of hours. It was great to see Lucknow beat. Why? Well, why? Because Lucknow knew it's great to see them. Well, they've had their time. So that's, I guess, the upside of all that. We're still replacing Axel. Both seem very relaxed. Dream 11 with Hasaranga, Duplessis, Maxwell, Kolyadov, Rishabh Pant, Kohli, Warner, Rawat. Well, he hasn't. Is he? As a keeper, is he? Harsh Patel and Ahmed. Yeah. So you think these legends and support staff base don't make much big difference? No, they're there. It's nice to have, but they're not specifically coaching. They're just hanging around. They pay a lot of money to make it look like something big. Well played. So 2 for 34 RCB. Jesus. All right, guys. We might allow Coley to bat with Mitch Marsh now. It's past midnight here in Australia. Been on for over 2 hours. So you enjoy. Unless you've got questions to ask me, please ask questions. If you haven't got questions to ask, well, then I'll probably bid good night. It's been a great series so far. This is the 27th match. Still got another 43 to go before we reach the semis and the finals. Yeah, so it's quite a bit to go. So all right, I'll talk to you guys another time. Okay, thanks, Barcool, for being on. I love your questions. Talk to you soon, Joe.